Well, good morning, everybody. This is dear Mama Sal on a truly beautiful Monday morning. Not a cloud in the sky. It's 18 degrees already in southern British Columbia, which would make it 65 already in American. That's pretty hot for this time of the day. I'm hoping that you all had a wonderful weekend and that you got some rest for those of you who need it. And I know that there are all sorts of people who are unable almost to differentiate the weekends from the weeks because they are in some way incapacitated. So I just wanted to let you guys know that it's a really good idea to remember to keep starting a new week. And the reason I say that is because if you don't start a new week the same as you start a new day every day, you don't get a chance to sort of let go of whatever pain or suffering you were going through last week and start again. And if there's one thing that I've learned in all these years, it's a really good idea to keep starting over. And don't let the pain and suffering or the frustrations or whatever of last week carry on to this week, if you can possibly help it. Now that takes a little bit of mental discipline, and I'm certain a lot of you are aware of what I speak about. It's just, it's something you need to do for your own peace of mind. And so whatever you didn't like about last week, let it stay there. It's in the past. You can't change it. Nothing in the world can change what happened last week. I don't care how brilliant and how talented and how qualified or unqualified or whatever, how beautiful, how anything you are, you cannot change what's already passed. And then, equally so, we have no idea what's going to be happening tomorrow. Absolutely no idea. And I always try and ask myself if I, we don't get warnings of these things, but if I knew I wasn't going to make it through tomorrow, how would I want to live today? And I always think that's a really good reason to start afresh every day, because it's a bit like, I don't know if any of you saw the movie, I think it was called 50 First Dates or something, where and almost like Groundhog Day as well, for those of you who go back that far. It's just like, sometimes you just got to start all over again every day. And if you can, on the tough side, that is a great way to give you some more strength. Now, I don't mean that you should start your relationships anew every day, well, except unless you were busy arguing with somebody over the weekend, then maybe you want to start that again. Not the arguing, but the friendship and the relationship. But it's really important. The same as I know a lot of you know that every week I have the dinner for my friends and tenants downstairs, and they are both. They are my friends, for sure. They demonstrate that every week. And they are my tenants by virtue of the fact they don't live down there for free. So both is true. And, every week I have a meal to thank them for what they do to help me. Because every week I want them to remember that I appreciate what they do to help me. Because I think all too often we forget to do that. Anyway, it was a good meal, by the way. I haven't made my own hamburgers for a long time. I guess I must have done sometime in my life. But boy, having made them yesterday, it sure reminded me why it's a good idea to do it. Let me think what I did, because I know you guys would want to know. I'll have to do a video on this one day, but I actually took hamburger, good quality hamburger meat, and I added some pre-cooked bacon. You know that pre-cooked bacon you get where you just have to warm it up? I added some of that, quite a bit. Who doesn't love bacon? And I had, what sauces did I have in there? I had some Worcestershire sauce. I had a tiny couple of drops of smoke, that liquid smoke sauce. I had some HP sauce. For those of you who are Brits, I have never forgotten HP sauce. It's like part of, it'll always be. And Worcestershire sauce. I mean, that's sort of very Brit. So both of those went in. And I added some shredded carrot, not a whole lot, just a little, and some mushroom. Lots of onion. And it was all done very fine. Right, I made sure that it was all those things were very finely chopped. In fact, I put them in the blender, and if ever you want anything really finely chopped, it's not a bad idea to throw it in the blender with some water and let the blender chop it up finely for you, and then just put it in a sieve and strain it. Now it looks like, well, you don't want to know what it looks like, but it looks not too pleasant. But what you do is you get all that goodness into the meal. So what else did I do with it? Oh, breadcrumbs. Yes, I had about probably quarter to half a cup of breadcrumbs. You know I don't measure those things well. And then I had an egg. I think that was about it. Yeah, I mixed the egg up first, and then added the breadcrumbs to the egg, mixed that up, and then I mixed everything up together. And I was trying to work out, you know, I think somewhere in my life I have a hamburger patty thing, but I have no idea where it was. So I was trying to think, what could I use that would help me divide them up pretty evenly? And I realized that a muffin tin, you know, big muffins, would be ideal. And it was. I just packed big muffin tins and then put it all in the fridge for a couple of hours so that all the flavors could permeate into the meat. And I want to tell you something. I probably would not buy hamburgers again, except for convenience, because for taste they have to be some of the best hamburgers I've ever had. So there you go, very easy to do. And I also made, I must have been really trying to show off yesterday in some level, because I also made potato salad. But what I did, because I'm evil, I actually put the real salad on top of the potato salad. So there was a bowl where the potato salad was at the bottom, and then I covered it with layers of we've got major construction going on here, as you guys know. Cucumber and celery and, you know, all the salad things. And then I had sweet kale that I also sprinkled over the top. Now the interesting thing, you know, and then tomatoes and all the other stuff. But the interesting thing was, and avocado, now that I think about it, that so if you wanted the potato, you needed to take some of the salad with you, because I find that most people, you know, are not keen on taking the salad necessarily, especially men. And the funny thing was, it became like, it became an all-in-one sort of thing, and everybody said how much they enjoyed that. Now maybe they were just being polite. I don't know. Anyway, they were saying that it was very ingenious. They'd never seen it done before, but it worked really well. And it's so simple to do if you're having a barbecue. So I thought I'd just mention that. By the way, only one bowl to clean up afterwards. I like that too. So I was really amused yesterday on the broadcast. We had we have a couple of open broadcasts during the week, and one of them's on a Sunday, and we were talking about the Triple Crown winner, American Pharoah, and you know I get easily amused by things. Well, this horse went from being a super horse. There was no doubt that it was already a super horse, an exceptional horse. It went into being from being an exceptional horse into being a legend by winning the Triple Crown. And the Triple Crown, for those of you who don't know, are 3 specific horse races during the year. And if your horse wins all 3 in 1 year, it's called the Triple Crown. And that probably ups its value at stud, when it goes to reproduce other horses. It increases its value to such a degree that it's not even laughable. Because already the horse did have Triple Crown breeding in it, I believe. And now in itself, it is also a Triple Crown winner. So you imagine any offspring from this horse are going to be so valuable on the open market. But the thing is, the value, they get their money just when, they call it covered, when the horse actually impregnates another horse. So once the horse has covered another horse, it gets its money right there. And you cannot imagine how much money these people are going to make out of this horse. Amazing. And you can't help thinking, for any of you who've ever owned horses, you will all know that looking after a horse is no small matter. It takes a lot of doing. If any of you have dogs or cats, looking after dogs or cats is a full-time occupation in some ways, but I want to tell you, looking after a horse is way more. Way more, because if you think about it, the amount of exercise they need, the amount of food they need, the amount of housing they need, all those sort of things are compounded. They're much, much bigger. So, to have a racehorse and train it well and not have it be injured and not do all those things, is a huge investment. So you look at it and you go, I am pretty sure that a lot of the money they will make will be recouping the money they've already spent on this horse. But I will say it was a wonderful thing. Now, the reason I'm talking about the Triple Crown is because we were teaching Liz. And again, you want to make this life a bit more enjoyable. Liz didn't know when we started the broadcast, she didn't know what the Triple Crown was, so we explained it to her. And I said, well, the thing is that when you go around the water cooler tomorrow, some people, may talk about it, and if they do, then it's a really good thing for you to know all about it. So we were teaching her all about it, and how this particular horse compared with Secretariat, which is a horse that many older people will remember, that won the Triple Crown and was the legend of the legends. I think it won by something ridiculous like 27 lengths or something. It was just amazing. So anyway, But the thing I wanted to let Liz know, because I think it was the funniest thing of all, but then I do have a warped sense of humor. I know that if you could imagine, they crown this horse, you know, they have this wonderful blanket of carnations that they hang over its shoulders or withers. And then they have this, you know, blanket that they put on it to say that it's the Triple Crown winner. And if ever you get a chance to have a look at the photo, do so, because they misspelt the word Pharoah. The horse's name was American Pharoah, and they misspelt Pharoah. Which I don't know why I thought that was so hysterical. This horse is now worth multi-millions. I couldn't even get the name right. Really. I don't know why that amused me so much, but it does. You can imagine somebody is feeling really sheepish this morning. Or yesterday they must have died of death. I mean, really, can you imagine doing that? Anyway, the other thing that I heard, and I believe it to be true, is that the jockey, a Mexican, well-known Mexican jockey whose name I can't remember for the life of me this morning, donated all his winnings. In other words, a jockey gets paid well to ride a horse in that race, because the difference between winning and losing can be the jockey, obviously. And so this is a top jockey, and he would have been paid a lot of money to get on that horse and make it win. And he donated the whole lot. And I thought that was an incredible gesture. Now you might wonder why. Well, do you think his value went up quite a bit by winning the Triple Crown? Because guess who was sitting on that horse in all three races? So he isn't just a big-time jockey, he is an ultimate jockey now. So his value also went up. But not to detract away from the fact that he donated so much. I thought it was wonderful. Well, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you continue to start each day anew. And by the way, for some of you, from my experience, you may want to start each hour anew. Especially those of you who, for example, procrastinate. And I say that because sometimes you just got to start each day anew and each hour anew and just go, okay, fine, I'm going to start all over again, and this time I'm going to get organized, or this time I'm going to take 10 minutes in this hour and do something constructive. Whatever it is. This is dear Mama Sol saying have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.